sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch the show, it's easy. You can watch a live stream. Just go to SHR Media, YouTube, or Facebook. If you go into YouTube and Facebook, just search for SHR Media. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Now, what the heck is going on over here? I seem to be having some issues. All right, I might have to shut down the live stream. For a momentito. I seem to be having an issue. Doesn't seem to be responding. It's always something. So let's shut the program down. It's not that hard to do. And watch, it doesn't start because I said it's not that hard to do. Dum-da-dum. I'm a dumbass. Man, I got shit popping up all over the place on all computers. Oh. Well. Why is that? And I'm having another issue for some reason. I don't know why. I'm having problems with, my mouse, where it keeps scrolling automatically. Oh, hell no, I don't want to restart it now. All right, I'm going to have to work on that later. Because that doesn't seem to be working right now. Oh, boy. Well, that's got to get updated. Oh, shit. That's always scary. I got to update my live stream program. Oh, boy. I don't know. I see the shutdown is officially over with. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about that total ass beating that Schumer took. And, yeah, Schumer took a huge ass beating. And now he's getting it from both sides of the aisle. He's getting it from conservatives, and the far-left progressives are pissed at him. They are pissed. And there's some, the politicians are pissed at Schumer for all this. But he had to do what he had to do because he was in very bad shape. That whole shutdown idea was bad. And, yeah, the Democrats are going to pay for it. I'm not trying to knock, but even my mom's sitting there going, holy shit, they're going to pay for that come election. It's how to... Is this like each party's like, how can I screw up the next election? I mean, Republicans could have slam dunked the next couple elections if they just acted as if they wanted to lead. But no, they want to play games. I don't know what's going on there. And, yeah, both parties were just like, how bad can we screw this up? Chris Matthews is even telling the Democrats, the giddy Democrats that Trump will be tough to beat in 2020. President Donald Trump's speech in Pennsylvania on last Thursday convinced MSNBC host Chris Matthews that Trump will be extremely tough to beat in 2020, even if Democrats take back Congress in 2018. Matthews said on his hardball show this week that though Democrats are giddy about potential sweeping away Republican incumbents in the fall, a good year in 2018 does not mean Democrats can defeat the charismatic Trump if he remains on message about the booming economy and as disciplined as he was on Thursday. Well, I think it's a long pipe dream that the Democrats are going to take back the House and the Senate. I think it is a very, very long road. And I don't think it could come about in 2018. I really don't. It's not because I'm a conservative and I like Trump. No, I don't see that happening. All right. Looks like we got the YouTube stream back up. Let's get the Facebook going. And, it's not because because if you really look at it, I'm not exactly a Republican. I mean, I'm conservative, but I don't agree with a lot of the Republican Party. Oh, this is always fun. Testing. All right. That's the page I'm on. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. What it might be is, let's check this. Facebook plugin may need to be updated. Facebook Live comment display. That would be nice. Where is the Facebook Live? Update all. All right. Let's see if that works. Updates complete. Oh, let's see how that goes. Isn't it fun? Damn it. For whatever reason, I can't get manage schedule. I can't get the Facebook Live back up and running. That's weird. We'll just do what we can. As I was saying, a Wall Street Journal / NBC News poll released on Friday found that satisfaction with the economy is at a 17-year high, and those feeling good about the state of the nation's economy now includes 86% of Republicans, 65% of independents, and even a majority, 57% of Democrats. Ouch. In addition, 39% of all Americans say they're ready for an economic expansion for themselves and their family, the highest share since 2015. Oh, that's got to smart. That's. People, and, everybody complains about Trump on Twitter, but guess what? That's how he's getting his message out, people. And that's why they want to shut him down so goddamn bad with Twitter. Because he's getting his message out to the American people, and they can't put any spin on it. And, all the experts were, he shouldn't be doing this. And guess what? He's doing it, and it's helping him. Matthews said he watched every minute of the Trump speech this week, calling it a barn burner in which Trump hit all the high notes, never a flat one. He said Trump focused on minority employment numbers, did not get sidetracked and Bigfoot his own message, and delivered an uplifting, gung-ho speech with all the flags flying. He said it was tough for him right now to think of a Democratic rival who can match the performance, and added that Trump's challenger will have to sell this country while making a case for him or herself and making people feel like they are empowered. That's one of the things Trump did. And you always got the naysayers and all that. He makes you feel like you have a say again. He makes you feel like you're actually a part of this process. So many politicians say they're listening. And the only one I've ever given an ounce of a chance is Trump. Because I actually believe it with him. The other ones, it just sounds like they're going through the emotions and saying the key words. And that they don't actually mean any of it. When Trump does it, I actually believe he means that. Other people may not. I do. This program isn't about other people. It's about me. Me. No. It's... And I know I'm not the only one that feels like that. Because that is one of the reasons why he won. He connects with people. And somebody, they'll try on the left to bash him because he's this billionaire. He, from people I know that have met him, talked to him, he is very personable. He seems more connected to the everyday man because his billions of dollars are on the backs of everyday man. And he learned, it seemed very early on, you connect with those people and your business goes easier. You understand yourself more. I've told the story. I know someone that was doing safety work. And they were at a casino in Atlantic City, and it was Trump's. And he said they had a big meeting one day on one of the floors. And he was ripping everybody apart. The job was behind. There was problems happening. He ripped into my buddy, but after the meeting, he pulled him aside. And he said he calmed down and talked to him. And then turned around and said, and this you never hear from an owner. You never hear this from management in the safety field. Here's my number. Whatever you need to make sure these guys are safe. And if you can't get it, you personally call me. He wanted to make sure. And it's more than caring about the guys that were doing the work. It's also a monetary behind that. Because not only are you paying out claims for someone getting injured or killed, you also got OSHA up your ass at that point. They're going to shut your site down for a couple of days. You're going to lose money there. Then you're going to get hit with fines no matter what, and you're going to lose money there. But he said he sat there and talked after the meeting. He was relaxed. Business was out of the way, and he immediately left where the managers were. He didn't want to talk to the managers. He wanted to talk and interact with the people actually doing this work. So I heard that story, and then I see him doing it on the campaign trail. And everybody's like, oh, he's just trying to kiss ass. He's just trying to kiss ass. Then what'd you see? You still see it. He was down in Mar-a-Lago, I think it was. Yeah, Thanksgiving. He didn't want the big shots. He went over and started talking and interacting with the everyday firefighter. That's who he connects with. That's why he's successful. Because it's not just he says it. He actually backs his words up with actions. And that's what these politicians do. Schumer, Pelosi, Ryan, McConnell. They yap at the mouth, but there's never any action behind it. They can't understand why he's so successful. It's not hard. It's not hard at all to understand it. And that just goes to show how far out of tune these idiots are with the everyday man. It shows how out of touch they really are. Especially when you have Pelosi. All right, to try to attack the tax cut. And these companies giving out $1,000 bonuses. She sat up there at a podium and said, that's chump change. That's nothing. It's nothing. She just turned around and spit in every middle-class family's face. She just showed why she is such an elitist. To people like me, you guys, $1,000 means a lot. And then the Democrats don't understand why they're losing. When you have Miss Pelosi sitting there and spitting in the face of Americans, whether she intended to or not, that was the direct consequences of her elitist message. She tried to attack Trump's tax plan and the outcome and try to belittle it when all she did was showed how much of a snob elitist she really is. Because you don't hear the Republicans, and specifically Donald Trump, going, oh, that's nothing, that's nothing. No, he's sitting there going, that will make a big difference in people's paychecks. That'll make big dent in some debt people have. $1,000, that does a lot for a family. That pays for some medicine. That might pay for a doctor's bill. Because everybody's seeing doctor bills from this Obama crap. So Chris Matthews does have it right. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. They better not think they're going to roll over him. But the problem with the Democrat Party, and I'm still seeing it, they are believing their own lies. The crap that they're spewing out of their mouth, they are believing wholeheartedly, and that is dangerous. They're getting lost in their own lies. And that could be the destruction of a party. It is what it is, people. All right, I got a new Money Talk Minute. I'm going to pop that, and then we're going to head to, if I can find it. I always seem to lose them. There it is. I got to clean my files out of this folder. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Welcome to this week's Money Talk Minute with your business diva, Melanie Collette. While companies are feeling generous due to the Trump tax cuts, this week is a great time to talk about ways to bump up your income. First, when getting a new job and negotiating your salary, get the company to name the figure initially. If you give away your current pay from the door, you won't know if you're aiming too high or selling yourself short. Getting a potential employer to name the figure first will likely get you more money. Second, negotiate for benefits. Companies will negotiate things like work hours, your official title, vacation time, how much leave you get, even the projects you'll work on. Last, Discuss your salary in terms of company needs instead of your wants. Your employer wants to keep a good employee, so if you're negotiating for a raise, focus on the value that you bring to the company. That's all for this week's Money Talk Minute. I am your business diva, Melanie Collette. Remember to listen to Money Talk with Melanie, which airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East and 2 p.m. West on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be B-roll. Like, what are you talking about? You can just, the last question that you're going to cut a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right. Oh, God.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe. right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening. Contact is the evening.
Now back to Reaver of Common Sense with Jersey Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. And I got a burp. Oh, sorry about that. Oh. I can't believe it. I get to say this. The Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles, are going to the Super Bowl. Should turn that camera on. That would help a lot. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Holy shit. What's funny is I show up at my parents' house today, and my dad has a sweatshirt that he bought 13 years ago. The last time the Eagles were in a Super Bowl against the Patriots. So who are they going to face again? The Patriots. If they can win it, it'll be the first time they've won an NFL championship. They're the underdogs, but they were first place, I think, in the league. They were first place, and they were the underdog every game because starting quarterback blew out his name with like 3 games left of the year. So he had to do it with backup. And well, we'll see from here. Maybe Philadelphia will get lucky. Damn, I didn't know that. Flyers just sent one of their prospects back down, and I think it's a bad choice that they did that. I don't think it was smart. He was making some mistakes, but he wasn't playing that bad. And that's going to hurt him a little bit. I just don't understand that maneuver. All right, that makes sense. He wasn't playing some big minutes, so they dropped him back down to the minors, so where he could play more minutes and trying to get a little bit more experience. He wasn't playing major minutes up with the Flyers, so that makes sense. I know that's totally off key. Oh, let's see. We were talking about Chris Matthews. Damn, my tongue got tied there. I wasn't actually trying to make that voice. Damn. Keep yawning. Representative Adam Schiff, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, repeatedly asked the co-founder of the controversial opposition research firm Fusion GPS for recommendation on whom to subpoena in congressional probe of unsubstantiated collusion between Russia and Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. That detail emerged from the release last week of the committee's interview with Glenn R. Simpson, the co-founder of Fusion GPS, the company that produced that make-believe 35-page anti-Trump dossier. Fusion GPS was retained to do its anti-Trump work by Pertinent, the law firm that represented Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign, and the DNC. More coffee. Having mic issues. On a side note, I finally finished 2 cutting boards. They're cheese cutting boards. I'm actually shocked how good they came out. I probably could, but it's going to be too late. Probably could start cutting the first full-size cutting board tonight, but as I said, it'll be too late. God, I hate this. I was talking to my wife about this. Just start yawning out of nowhere. I'm not tired. I'm not bored. I'm energetic, and I keep yawning. Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow everything will go right to start cutting that first cutting board. Router it. I got like 3. Oh, I got to round the ends off, edges. Put a little slots in the side to pick it up. And then put a juice tray in. And then the fun of oiling it. Wiping it down with mineral oil. I mean, I've seen some conflicting things whether to soak in mineral oil or not. Because if I could soak, that'd be so much easier. Just let it sit in there overnight, take it out, let it just drip dry, should be done. I gotta throw this out. I know I jumped off key. I had talked about it the other night, and I just got it. Oh my God! If you're, and I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not. When WEN tools, I've been using their stuff lately. Holy Nikes, is it nice? It's basically the way I can explain it. Generic price for name brand equipment. They got great prices, and the equipment I love so far. I got more of it coming this week, and I love it. I can't believe it. It's made my life a lot easier. So, all right, we're going to get back to Schiff contacting Fusion GPS. During the course of Simpson's November 14th testimony, released last week, Schiff asked Fusion GPS director about how best to use the committee's subpoena power to probe potential money laundering involving Russian figures in the Trump organization. Schiff inquired, "You mentioned the limitation on your ability to follow the money in terms of potential money laundering involving Russian figures in the Trump organization." 2 questions. One is, did you also look at the Kushner business operation? Did you find any facts that cause concern in terms of potential money laundering through the Kushner properties or organization? And second, we do have the subpoena power that you don't. It is within the scope of our investigation to determine whether this was one of the Russians' active measures, the use of financial means to entangle Mr. Trump. How would you go about using that? What institution would you look at to be able to confirm or reject those allegations? Simpson replied to the first question by discussing an investment by Jared Kushner company in a real estate project in Jersey City before conceding that he didn't believe Fusion GPS found any specific evidence of fraud. The conversation turned to other topics. Schiff, however, returned to his attempt to get recommendation from Simpson on whom to subpoena. Simpson, in turn, offered Schiff several ideas for subpoena power. Here's the revelation portion of the transcript. Schiff, before I pass it off to Mr. Quigley, you don't have a chance to answer one of the questions I posed at the end. That is, we do have the subpoena power. If we are to get to the bottom of the issue of whether Russia organized crime money was used in the flipping of these properties and the purchase of the golf course, and this is a lever over the president, what institution would you use that process with to get to the bottom of it? Simpson's response, I guess I would, if I were issuing the subpoenas, I would, first need to identify the underling, the banks that have custody of that information. That would be the banks that would service the brokers. So the first thing that I would do would be to subpoena the brokers and the people. The other people that were involved in the transactions and the title company and the other intermediaries that would have that kind of information. Then I would go to the banks next. But I actually think some of the intermediary entities in a lot of these transactions are going to be where a lot of information is. Schiff responded, and those intermediaries are going to be the real estate brokers as well as the license company. Simpson, yeah. Schiff and the title companies. Simpson responded, yeah. And then I would, ultimately would find, in the case of Florida, which is the one where we spent an enormous amount of time on, I would subpoena the Diazers, and I would subpoena the company that was run by Ellen Baronoff, who was the true person behind a lot of those deals, and she is an Uzbek immigrant, suspected organized crime figure who took the Trumps on various tours to Russia, brokered a lot of those deals. She died of cancer, but in 2015, her husband and son still run that company, and I suspect they still have those records. And that would tell you a lot. And in general, I would look at Alina Baronoff, operations. She also had a lot of curious involvement with the business in Sicily named Dino Papali, who we think was organized crime ties as well, and has a lot of interesting relationships with the Russians as well, and has hinted strongly that he organized secret meetings between Trump and the Russians in Sicily. We spent a lot of time looking at that particular network, and I think you would ultimately get to the financial institutions by looking at the actual real estate transaction. The guy who created a fake dossier is being relied on by a House member. That explains a lot. Schiff has been nuts with some of the stuff he's been trying to go at. And this explains it. He's been going to the creator of the fake dossier to get facts. That tells you anything. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. Well, if I have the commercial up and ready. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be B-roll. Like, what are you talking about? You mean just like the last question that you cut a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right. Oh, God.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Pay no attention to the muffled screams in the background. You are listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on the SHR Media Network. Back to you, Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, I don't know. It is. This whole Russia thing, I mean, it's an absolute goddamn joke. It really is. It's totally gone batshit crazy. I mean, sitting here looking at plastic clamps as I do the show. Simple Minds, simply amused. So, it is going to be one of those fun-loving times. Republicans hope to release jaw-dropping memo on surveillance abuse. House Republicans are hopeful that a 4-page memo allegedly containing jaw-dropping revelations about United States government surveillance abuse will soon be made public. Representative Dave Joyce, a Republican from Ohio, told Fox News on Monday that the Intelligence Committee plans to work on releasing the document, but warned that once Americans see it, they'll be surprised how bad it is. The process of releasing the memo could take up to 19 congressional working days, which puts its release around mid-March. The document's release would first need approval from House Intelligence Committee Chairman David Nunes, who can decide to bring the committee back together for a vote. If the majority of the committee votes to release the memo, it would then be up to President Trump. If he says yes, the memo can be released. Joyce said he personally read the memo twice, and it was deeply disturbing, as anyone who's been in law enforcement and any American will find out once they have the opportunity to review it. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Dave Nunes is pursued by reporters as he arrives for a weekly meeting of the Republican conference with House Speaker Paul Ryan and GOP leadership. The FBI has requested to receive a copy of the memo in order to evaluate the information and to take appropriate steps if necessary. To date, the request has been declined. That's from FBI spokesman Andrew C. Ames. Joyce and a handful of other conservatives have been pushing for the memo to be made public. They have suggested that it contains damning evidence. The Obama administration used FISA warrants to spy on the Trump campaign, as well as his transition team ahead of the president's swearing in. It was deeply disturbing. Dave Royce, Republican from Ohio, on viewing the surveillance memo. A FISA warrant allows U.S. space. That was. Now I lost it. Now I'm lost. A FISA warrant allows U.S. spy agencies to collect information on foreigners. Oh my God! Have you ever made that one mistake? Then after that, it's just all downhill. A FISA warrant allows U.S. spy agencies to collect information on foreigners outside the country and was reauthorized by Congress earlier this month. Obama officials have strongly denied the claims. Democrat lawmakers argue the Republican uproar of the memo is a last-ditch attempt by conservatives to discredit the Russian investigation and cast doubt on the people who are running it. We're beyond that. I mean, everything has been shown that this is a farce. The whole investigation is a goddamn joke. And you know what? That's just Democrat lawmakers trying to discredit this piece of document that could be very damning to the Republican Party. God damn it. And they're trying to discredit the discredit by talking about discredit. Take that. It's... God, I don't know. It's ridiculous what we have going on. It seems like we have children. It seems like we have a bunch of criminals running our country. More so than ever. And it sickens me. It really does. California Democratic Representative Adam Schiff has called the memo a profoundly misleading set of talking points drafted by Republican staff attacking the FBI and its handling of the investigation. And that's Schiff just trying to cover the illegal activity his party has been involved in. Schiff, I learned not to trust a couple of years ago when he called, Chris Parantu, Mark Geist, John Teagan, liars about the Benghazi incident. A guy who was hiding behind his desk while those three men were fighting for their lives. They know what happened that night, where this little pissant representative, Adam Schiff, was sitting safely back here in the States. He wasn't there, but he had the balls to sit there and jump up and start accusing people of lying when he wasn't even there to know what went on. So I'm supposed to believe that what he has to say now is the truth? No. When he speaks, I know to go the opposite way. He is a repulsive, sick individual. I wouldn't trust him at all. But Joyce said, he said it's riddled with factual inaccuracy and said it gives a distorted view of the FBI. But Joyce has hinted that the memo was so scandalous that termination would be the least of these people's worries, and suggested that some of these people involved might even be prosecuted. The report was spearheaded by Nunes. Over the weekend, Nunes met with Judiciary Committee Chairman Bob Goodlate, the Republican from Virginia, and House Oversight Committee Chairman Trey Gowdy to discuss the possibility of releasing some of the information from the classified document. Calls from Republicans to release the memo have been intensifying in recent days. Republican Florida Representative Matt Gaetz, who has called the memo jaw-dropping, is demanding full transparency. Quote, the House must immediately make public the memo prepared by the Intelligence Committee regarding the FBI and the Department of Justice. North Carolina Representative Mark Meadow described the memo as shocking and troubling. Part of me wishes that I didn't read it because I don't want to believe that those kinds of things could be happening in this country that I call home and love so much. Representative Scott Perry from Pennsylvania stated bluntly, you think about it. Is this happening in America or is this the KGB? That's how alarming this is. That is pretty damn alarming. the more I hear about this, the more I wonder what the hell is going on with our country. The Democrats just more and more sound like thugs, criminals. I mean, I couldn't even try to justify their actions. They got cocky. And if Hillary would have won, we would have never known any of this. That's the scary part. We would have never heard this, and it would have got worse. The downfall of America would have been past the point of return. So, just on that alone, I say thank you, Trump. So, as I said, we had a shutdown. Everybody knows we had a shutdown over the weekend. Really didn't do shit. If you called the White House, it was something like there was a voicemail message that they were closed because Democrats didn't care enough about our military and care more about immigrants than they do our military. So that was the message. And that, the Schumer shutdown really stuck good. And it no matter what, the Democrats tried to say it was Trump, and it just got shot down every which way. And they backed down. This is the same offer that passed today was given Friday, and they turned it down. The Democrats did. They refused to vote on it. So they put up a big front, and they raised the spirit of these illegal immigrants. But Schumer backed down as he had to. He had to back down. I mean, he's getting compared that he cares more about these illegal aliens than he does the American military. Literally, our military would be working without getting paychecks. They would get back pay, but they would have had to sit there and wonder day by day how they're going to get paid. They have to pay for their own food even when they live on the bases. They get money taken out of their paycheck for food. So, them not getting a paycheck is just as bad as if we don't get a paycheck. And it was all being done in the name of illegals. And as I said, it put their hopes up. So, Schumer backs down. Plus, we also have a State of the Union address coming up. So, Democrats didn't want Trump going out there on national TV preaching how the Democrats are responsible for the shutdown, that they care more about immigrants than our military or any American personnel. So he backed down, and they voted today, and our government will restart. I mean, the shutdown was kind of small and jokey. And what happened is now you got a bunch of illegal aliens that are pissed. Illegal alien activists say they are outraged after Senate Democrats did not leave the federal government shut down in order to force a deal whereby millions of illegal aliens are given amnesty at the expense of American citizens. See, now, if this would have been the old Republican Party pre-Trump, they would have folded. They would have given in to it by now. Trump said no. Trump said, if you want DACA, give me the wall. Democrats said, no. He said, fine. Then we're not doing the deal. You got a bunch of pissed off illegal aliens now because they don't have amnesty. They were promised amnesty. They thought they were going to get amnesty. What'd they get? Nothing. The Democrat Party shut the government down and didn't get a goddamn thing. Oh, well. I'm sorry. Now, my wife stays out of politics. If anybody's listening, knows she usually stays out of politics. And I started talking about what's going on. And then she's like, deport them. Well, she's like, no, deport them. That is what we need. They are here illegally. They don't belong here. They came here the wrong way. Go home. Come back the right way. I was like, damn. And she's registered Democrat. Watch out. I don't think that there is that large of a push in the Democrat Party for it. And I mean amnesty, DACA, the Dreamers, none of that. I think there's a small fringe group that is screaming loud, and I've said this before, and that's who the politicians are listening to. They're listening to the likes of Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders. And they got into a fight that they didn't know how to win. Again, they thought that, hell, Trump's going to roll over. But he didn't. We'll finish up this article on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on the SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be evil. Like, what are you talking about? You mean just like the last question that you really cut a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Hey, good point. Exactly right. Oh, God.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
for fun things like sports, politics,
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
and all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events? All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense here on the SHR Media Network. Hey, Sean, you ever see a one-eared elephant?
No.
Check this out.
Oh, that's so tiny.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Boy, I'm just. I find it funny because Schumer's getting it. You know, conservatives are still getting him. The progressives are attacking him now, and I mean he's just getting it every which way, and it's. I almost feel sorry for the guy. Almost. I don't, but I'm almost. He's getting slammed hard, and it's funny. It's funny to me, and these illegal aliens, they thought they were going to get, this. We're going to get free citizenship. And what's pissed me off is there's people that knew that over the years they could have been working to get their citizenship. But they didn't. They wanted it handed to them. And look what it did. They might get deported now. And these are not kids. They are not kids. Get that out of your head. I know they keep using that word. These are young adults. They're in their 20s. They're not kids. They're not little kids. Headline, totally incomplete surrender. Democrat Schumer shut down cave, endangers leftists, emboldens GOP walking into midterm elections. And it does. I can't wait till we get rid of, all right, we're getting rid of Flake. He's going to be gone. His little buddy, Corker. Now the other one we have to get rid of, well, McCain. And he's not doing well. And I don't wish bad health on anybody. I don't want to say anybody, but on him, no. I don't blame it. But I wish he would retire. I really do. The other one I want out is Graham. Graham is causing more goddamn problems than anything. Because I keep hearing, We have a bipartisan agreement. No, you have an agreement with two rhinos. That's not bipartisan. You have rhinos. They're actually Democrats. And what's funny is, don't have to actually get a deal done in 3 weeks. McConnell said that they would talk about it. He'd run it through some committees. Doesn't mean that he's going to pass it. That's the funny part is. And I bet you they think, oh, that means they're going to pass it. Nope. I don't know. These people are idiots. Google suspends fact check program after being fact checked. Democrats are going to lose some support over this. They're going to lose some of the Hispanic votes. What's worse is California is now going to register illegal aliens when they get a driver's license. That's just not right. They shouldn't have a driver's license to begin with. And this is something that was talked about, said that this is what's going to happen. And what do we hear? No, that'll never happen. We'll never do that. We'll never do that. Guess what? That's what they're doing, people. That is exactly what they're doing. They're going to give automatic, you register, you get your driver's license, you're registered. Boom. And we called it. And they swore up and down. Florida man accidentally sends a text message to a detective asking for pot. Nice one. I'm sitting here looking at this article, and it says Congress votes on the 3 weeks CR without DREAM Act. Dems failed to fight and use their leverage to protect immigrant use. A false premises to vote on immigration from ours is not a strategy to win. We won't be fooled. This vote means deportation. Won't stop fighting. That was someone's tweet. And under the Gang of Six amnesty bill led by Senator Jeff Flake, Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Little Dicky Durbin, at least 3.5 million illegal aliens are enrolled and eligible for DACA, would be given amnesty along with their illegal alien parents who brought them to the country illegally. Additionally, the Flake-Graham-Durbin amnesty would give 50,000 foreign national permanent legal status to remain in the U.S. every year while not ending the process known as chain migration or the diversity visa lottery program. It touches and goes against everything Trump has mandated in the bill. Listen, they want to reward people for illegally coming here. They want to reward people for breaking the fucking law because they see it could help them. Currently, newly naturalized citizens are allowed to bring an unlimited number of foreign relatives to the United States. This process is known as chain migration, and it has imported more than 9 million foreign nationals to the country since 2005. Now, I get brought in because my daughter is in XYZ country and they have this chain migration, so I get to go in. I get to pull in my family members too. They get to bring in their family members. So that does away with immigration. In the next 2 decades, if chain migration is not ended, the legal immigration process will add approximately 7 to 8 million foreign-born voters to the U.S. electoral. That is why they put that in there. That is why they have it. They want to import a new Democratic voting base. Americans keep waking up and leaving the party. This is a way they just bring in new ones. Don't try to change to do what the Americans pay you to do. Just ignore it and bring in new voters. That's essentially what they're talking about. Research by University of Maryland, College Park political scientist James Gimple has found in recent years that more immigrants to the United States inevitably means more Democratic voters and thus increasing electoral victories for the Democrat Party. How about they try winning based on what they stand for? That's the problem. They never will. Because they can't. Oh. I have no problem with migration. I really don't. It's all the other shit that goes along with it. Come here legally. Show that you want to be here. Show that you want to be here. Because right now, I'm not feeling it. Most of these people want to be there because, well, I don't know why. I'm not even going to attempt to take a guess. I'm just... When is this shit going to finally get straightened out? When are these politicians going to understand that they're here to represent us, not these foreigners? And I don't think the Democrats will ever learn. I really don't think they'll ever learn. Because they don't care about actually doing work. They're not out to do the work. I don't know. It just is mind-boggling. You know, instead of saying, hey, you know, America doesn't want that. Nope, they go, okay, we'll just import new voters. I mean, really? Chain migration expected to add 8 million potential foreign-born voters to U.S. electoral over the next 2 years. The United States' current chain migration process is likely to add... All right, that was just a tweet someone sent out with the same information. Likewise, the visa lottery, which Trump has demanded an end to, randomly imports 50,000 foreign nationals every year from a multitude of countries, including those with known terrorism problems, such as Afghanistan, Algeria, Egypt, Iraq, Lebanon, Libya, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Trinidad, Tobago, Venezuela, Yemen, and Uzbekistan. And we'll get more into the Visa Lottery when we come back. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Planet Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be evil. Like, what are you talking about? We just, the last question that you're going to cut a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense here on the SHR Media Network. Hey, Sean, you ever see a one-eared elephant?
No.
Check this out.
Oh, that's so tiny.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. I don't know what the Democrats are thinking. I really don't. I wonder if they're even thinking. I don't know. It's doesn't seem smart. It doesn't. No. The Visa program. Most recently, the Visa lottery made national headlines when it was revealed that a suspected ISIS-inspired New York City terrorist, Uzbek national 29-year-old, who is accused of murdering at least 8 individuals, entered the U.S. in 2010 by winning one of the 50,000 Visa randomly allotted in the program. A Pulse Opinion research poll conducted this month found that 60% of America's likely voters want to see the Visa lottery ended. The same poll also found that 60% of likely voters want to see chain migration ended as part of any immigration deal. It's that simple. That's simple. The American people don't want it. The American people don't want amnesty given either. Anybody with a brain can see that. Anybody with a brain, you know? The polls show it. I think it's only 30% people want amnesty. I wonder what the hell those idiots are thinking of. I don't want amnesty. I don't want a reward for criminals. And that's what it comes down to. You can try to spin it around all nice and neat. They're criminals. They try to make it sound like it's their birthright. No, it isn't. They don't have any more right to do this than anybody else. You want to come here? You want to come here? You want to make a great life? Great. Welcome. Come here. Come here through the right channel. Show me that you're willing to work hard to get what you want. Show me that you're willing to follow our laws. What it shows me right now is people are willing to break our laws to get what they want. So that tells me when you get here, you're going to be willing to break our laws to get what you want. You've already broken the law to get what you want. Why should I think anything different? Tell me, why should I think anything different? The Democrats can't get that through their heads. It just seems like something very basic, very simple to understand. This is how bad. Okay? New York Times, AP, Bloomberg, and legacy media blame the Democrats for the government shutdown. Schumer and the Democrats tried to say this was Trump's fault. Well, the Democrats, they had something else in mind. And it didn't work out. The news agencies said this was the Democrats' fault. Many of the country's top media outfits blame the Democrat Party for allowing the government to shut down instead of bridging a budget impasse with Republicans in the Senate. And they say, this proves Trump's not the negotiator he says he is. Why? Because the same bill that you passed today, he tried to compromise with you on Friday and you refused it. Same bill. Today they accepted it. Friday they wouldn't. Sounds like he did a pretty good job. It boggles my mind. When Republicans were in the minority and Obama was in office and Democrats were in charge, they told the Republicans they wanted a bill passed or anything like that. Go win an election. Go try winning an election. Well, that's what the Republicans went and did. And now the Democrats are going, oh, no, you got to help us. You got to let us pass some bills. You got to let us flex a little bit. Why? You didn't do shit for the Republicans. So why should they give a crap about your problems? I've been waiting a long time for an answer on that. I'm not going to get one. I'll never get that because there is no answer to that. I don't know. But I already did that. U.S. shutdown starts as Senate Democrats block GOP funding plan. A Bloomberg headline blared early Saturday morning, referring to the Senate's inability to agree on a variety of budget issues. The New York Times and AP chimed in with similar headlines. Republican and Democrat leaders have not stopped talking through their difference. Office of Management and Budget Director Mick Mulvaney, for instance, said late Friday night that the conflict has a really good chance of being resolved before the weekend's concluded. Both parties took substantial risks during the negotiation. Republicans refused to bend to the Democrats' demands to negotiate, while the minority party largely unified to use the shutdown deadline to exact protection from the GOP for hundreds of thousands of young illegal immigrants. Didn't get it. Republicans tried to sweeten the deal, offering Democrats a long-term extension on the CHIP program, which is the Child Health Insurance Program. They offered 6 years guaranteed funding for it, as well as the delay of some unpopular health care taxes. Republican Party leaders believed the public would blame their colleagues on the other side of the political aisle if the sweetener was rejected. And they rejected a sweet deal. And, well, showed what the Democrats are about. And booyah, Democrats lost. So now we're going to start hearing all the excuses. I think you might start hearing some infighting. I don't think you're going to have such unification. They took a huge loss. And that's not going to sit well that long. They brain fart. Where's my brain? This shutdown showed that they're not as great as they think they are. The shutdown showed a huge hole in the Democrat Party. It seems a lot of stuff, there's a lot of window, I can't think of the word. It's all just window dressing, that's it. I don't think they're doing as good as a lot of people want everybody to think they are. I think that party's in more trouble than anybody's ever going to be willing to admit. Hang on, what do we got here? Sorry about that little bit of silence. Gavin Newsom vows to keep California a sanctuary state, defy and resist Trump. California Lieutenant Governor and gubernatorial candidate Gavin Newsom is ramping up his pro-amnesty rhetoric, vowing to keep California a sanctuary state for illegal immigrants while defying and resisting President Donald Trump. He might be doing that behind bars then, because that's one of the things they're looking at. They're looking at the criminal aspect, of which underneath U.S. Code 1324, that would be illegal for him to do. And, yeah, he might have to back down to President Trump. That's the funny part. He put out a tweet, "Let's be clear, at real Donald Trump. California is a sanctuary state. We believe in the power of diversity." And that has nothing to do with diversity. It has to do with criminality. We have defied and resisted the xenophobic, hate-filled policies of your administration at every turn. We will do it again. The left-wing Democrat tweet on Friday in response to the Trump's administration plan to crack down on illegal immigration in Northern California. And you know what's really fucked up with California? Tax break just went in. California is going to set it up where businesses are going to have to pay more money to the state to give to the people. You're going to see businesses leaving California soon because of that policy. That's a stupid policy. You're punishing companies for doing business in California. I predict you're going to see a mass exodus of companies out of California very, very, very soon. All right, where are we at? You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be B-roll. Like, what are you talking about? Just the last question that you're going to cut a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Pay no attention to the muffled screams in the background. You are listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on the SHR Media Network. Back to you, Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, I I don't know. I'm just sick of the bullshit. I would love to see our government just work the way it's supposed to. Anybody else would like to see that? I mean, it's... Seems like we got kinder care going on. A bunch of politicians that don't know how to act. And instead of acting like adults, they want to act like little kiddies. I don't know. Foiled again on the game. Gavin can run his mouth. Gavin Newsom can run his mouth all he wants. When it comes actually time, that's another. He could be arrested very easily. He thinks because he's a governor, he's going to be able to get away with it. He thinks because Obama never enforced these laws that Trump won't do it. And I think he's very sorely mistaken on this. And I do believe Trump's going to get to a point, and Sessions is going to get to a point where they're going to start arresting. And you have Department of Homeland Security now requesting that information on whether they can start doing this. It's bothersome. Mulvaney, Schumer only offered to authorize, because Schumer at one point was out there saying that he authorized to authorize the wall funding. Thing is, he offered to authorize wall funding, not actually spend the money, and this is something I didn't know. There is two different sections. There's a authorization of funding, and then there's appropriating the money. So what Senator, they messed up. They said Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer offered on border wall was only to authorize funding, not appropriating the money. Mulvaney said the president is absolutely interested and wants to get DACA fixed. But what you have just heard really bears a close read, which is what the Senator Minority Leader said was to authorize $20 billion. I know it's getting real deep down in the weeds. You can authorize left and right, but it's appropriating the money that makes the difference. He wants to authorize the wall to be built, but doesn't want to spend the money to get it built. There was money authorized in 2006 that Schumer voted for a wall that still has been built because that money hasn't been spent. And that's what he tried to do. I guess he thought he can outsmart Trump. Everybody thinks they're smarter than Trump. And I was going to say that Schumer is reminding me of Wile E. Coyote. You know, thinks he's a super genius, but constantly destroys his own plans. And I can't say that he's Wile E. Coyote, because Wile E. Coyote, people actually sympathize with Wile E. Coyote. They understood the plight. With Schumer, no, he's arrogant, and his arrogance is his downfall. It's actually hurting him. And one thing I liked, and I'd like you to know just how true it is, Trump has said any immigration bill has to get the thumbs up from Tom Cotton, and I think it's Mark Meadows. I may be wrong on that name, but I know it's Tom Cotton, before he will sign off on anything. Now, last week, Schumer refused to have Tom Cotton involved in any of the immigration conversation because he is too hard-nosed on the immigration. And that is pissing Schumer off, I think. To the point Schumer won't negotiate with Cotton. But he better get used to it, because that's the only way something is going to get passed. is Democrat parties are a little too uppity on themselves. They think that they have control when they don't. The Democrat Party needs to get their heads out of their ass real quick. They're going to find themselves in trouble. They're going to find themselves just a local party. American people are getting tired of it. More and more, it's just the American people don't want to put up with it. The American people they're tired of the bullshit in our government not working. I don't know how else to put it. American people are tired of it. And that is why one of the many reasons Trump is president. And so far, he has been keeping his promises. I don't know. Trump has held fast. I get tired when I see this. Oh, Trump's evolving on his immigration. No, he isn't. And I have seen Ann Clocher, or whatever her name is, I have seen her get all uppity because she reads one of these, and she's fallen for the trap. She falls for the trap that they're setting to try to separate Trump from his base. And they know that if they get the base believing that he has strayed from his immigration policy, that he'll lose his base. So they start spreading this stuff in the news, and they start reporting it. And people are, okay. Oh, okay. He's changing. Oh, my God. And how many times do we have to see it that it's just the media? It's what the media does. I don't know. I am I don't know. It's stop leaving all the bullshit. Stop. Oh. Let's see. CNN reporter, Russia is all we talk about at CNN's, but voters don't care. We don't care. We don't care. What is it going to take to get it through their thick skulls that we don't care about Russia? We're not going to give in. We're going to keep going. What the heck? Damn game. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep fighting. And they got to realize sooner or later the Democrat Party is going to be screwed. Screwed royally. And they're not going to like it. All right. With that, I'm going to get going. I want to thank everybody for listening, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Good night. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.